要なんて大嫌いです。さてと。
日曜嫌いなのか。
大嫌いです。
そうだ、家から手紙だぞ。
Number 10. Engage to the unidentified. This is really good anime. Just an ordinary teenager, Kobani Yanamori receives quite the surprise on her 16th birthday, a fiancé and a sister-in-law she never even knew she had. As a result of an arrangement that her late grandfather made, Hakuya Mitsumin and his younger sister Mashiro have moved from their countryside home to the Yanamori household in order to deepen their relationship with their new family members. Makakun and Ashinkukai follows Kobani's love life with Hakuya as she tries her best to adjust to the abrupt changes forced upon her. However, as some extraordinary secrets regarding the siblings come to light, Kobani will find her life changed forever. Number 9. Maburaho. In the world of Maburaho, everyone is born with the ability to use magic and are thus labeled magicians. However, the magical ability of each person is not equal. The number of times you can use magic determines the amount of respect you receive, and since one's magical power is determined at birth by traits and genetics, those who have a bloodline stemming from famous magicians are highly sought after. Having the lowest magic count in Aoi Academy, Kazuki Shikamori is looked down upon by his classmates and seen as a nearly worthless magician. However, his bloodline consists of many great magicians throughout the ages, meaning that while he may not be a great magician, his offspring could be. This leads to him being sought after by 3 different young women: Unimama, a transfer student who declares herself his wife upon arrival; Rinkei Mashiro, a prideful swordswoman of a traditional family who wants to kill him so she will be free to pursue her own desires; and Kuriko Keizatsubaki, a member of an influential family who bluntly tries to seduce him for his genes. Now he has to deal with not only the jealousy of all the guys in his school, but also various women chasing after him. Number 8. Yasugano Sora. Haruka and Sora Yasugano are coming home, to a place filled with memories. Having lost their parents in a tragic car accident, the twins resolve to return to the countryside and start life anew at their grandfather's house, the haunt a constant reminder of moments from their past. Greeting them are childhood friends Naoyori and Akira Amatsume, and newcomer Kazuha Mijiwa. It is a warm welcome, symbolic of the days that should come. Their peace is merely ephemeral, however, as suppressed emotions, born from vows both newfound and forgotten, start exerting their influence on the twins' new lives. And deep down, a dark secret, only known to them, begins to unshackle. Based on the visual novel by Sphere, Yasugano Sora not only explores the power of lost memories and true love when the bonds of many become intertwined, but also raises the questions of morality and social acceptance. Number 7. Nobunaga teaches young bride. One day, a girl who loves me will suddenly appear before me. Middle school teacher Nobunaga has always been dreaming of such a Gao game-like situation. However, the one who appeared before him was Kaku, a 14-year-old girl who proclaims herself as his wife. Appears to have arrived from the Sengoku era, she mistakes Nobunaga as Nobunaga Oda and urges him to conceive a child with her. Thus begins the age difference love comedy between a Gal game-loving teacher and a Sengoku-era expert princess. Number 6. My wife is student council president. Hayato Izumi is running for student council president. He's studious, responsible, down-to-earth ... and completely outmatched by his rival, Yui Wakana. Yui wins in a landslide after promising comprehensive sex education, free condoms, and other exciting reforms. Bloodied but not discouraged, Hayato licks his wounds and settles for vice president. Then Yui moves in with him. As it turns out, their parents made a drunken promise decades ago that their children would one day marry. Yui and Hayato must now balance school life with matrimony, keeping their relationship secret from a prudish student body and learning to live with each other. Can they keep the student council in line and find happiness together? Find out in Akasamagasi de Keiku. Number 5. Myanimelist Ashi. Favorite ad to list by online. Top anime Myanimelist Ashi. Synopsis. 15 years have passed since the war between humans and demons began. Dissatisfied with their slow advance into the demon realm, the hero abandons his companions to quickly forge ahead towards the Demon Queen's castle. Upon his arrival at the royal abode, the hero makes a startling discovery. Not only is the Demon Queen a woman of unparalleled beauty, but she also seeks the hero's help. Confused by this unexpected turn of events, the hero refuses to ally himself with his enemy, claiming that the war the demons have waged is tearing the southern nations apart. However, the Demon Queen rebuts, arguing that the war has not only united humanity but has also brought them wealth and prosperity, providing evidence to support her claims. Furthermore, she explains that if the war were to end, the supplies sent by the central nations in aid to the southern nations would cease, leaving hundreds of thousands to starve. Fortunately, she offers the hero a way to end the war while bringing hope not only to the southern nations, but also to the rest of the world, though she will need his assistance to make this a reality. Finally convinced, the hero agrees to join his now former enemy in her quest. Vowing to stay together through sickness and health, they set off for the human world. Number 4. Ayurya Ashi. Kaoru Hanabashi, a college student who lives alone, met a beautiful but bewildered girl dressed in a kimono at a train station. He volunteered to guide her way to the address she was looking for, which happened to be in his neighborhood, but turned out to be an empty lot. Not knowing what to do next, Kaoru invited the devastated girl to his apartment and asked for any additional clues to her destination. She supplied him with a photo of two children whom Kaoru immediately identified as himself and Aoi Sakuraba, his childhood friend. It turned out that the girl in front of him is Aoi Sakuraba herself, his betrothed fiancée who came all the way to Tokyo to marry him. Her revelation was not only surprising but also reminded the deepest part of Kaoru's memory for why he left the Hanabashi family in the first place. Number 3. Rizelmme. Iwaki Tominori is an average 15-year-old boy who likes older women. He happens to have a crush on his teacher, but soon thereafter, learns she has become engaged. He heads home broken-hearted, only to find a 12-year-old girl named Rizal at his home, who he learns the Japanese government has married him to against his will. Furthermore, he learns Rizal is no ordinary girl. She is a biochemically engineered human, and her creators, her Papa-s, as they are often referred to, promise to waive multiple bills of Iwaki's parents in exchange to be allowed to stay at their house, and thus Iwaki's life with Rizal begins. Number 2. And you thought there is never a girl online. After mustering up the courage to propose to a girl in an online game, naive otaku Hideki Rujin Nishimura is devastated when she flat-out rejects him. To make matters worse, the girl reveals that she is actually an older man in real life. With his dreams crushed and his heart broken, Rujin comes to an abrupt decision in the midst of his raging fit. He will never trust another girl in an online game again. Years later, Rujin is now in a guild with 3 other players, one of whom possesses a female avatar by the name of Ako. Ako is deeply in love with Rujin and wants to marry him. Although he entertains the possibility that she might be a guy, Rujin accepts her proposal, claiming that her gender doesn't matter as long as she is cute in the game. However, after a discussion between guild members that led to all of them having an offline meeting, Rujin finds out that Ako, along with the other members, are not just girls, but also his schoolmates.
キスをするつもりでした。
なるほど、それは見上げた男だ。
というわけで。
いやいや、待て待て。
どうして？
からなんてびっくりしちゃうじゃない。
ごめん。本当はもっとゆっくり抱きしめたかったんだけど。
Number 1. Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. Nasa Yuzaki is determined to leave his name in the history books. Ranking first in the national mock exam and aiming for a distinguished high school, he is certain that he has his whole life mapped out. However, fate is a fickle mistress. On his way home one snowy evening, Nasa's eyes fall upon a peerless beauty across the street. Bewitched, Nasa tries to approach her, only to get blindsided by an oncoming truck. Thankfully, his life is spared due to the girl's swift action. Bleeding by the side of an ambulance, he watches as the girl walks away under the moonlight, reminiscent of Princess Kaguya leaving for the moon. Refusing to let this chance meeting end, he forces his crippled body to chase after her and asks her out. Surprised by his foolhardiness and pure resolve, the girl accepts his confession under a single condition: they can only be together if he marries her.